Well, a terrible show tonight on AEW, the night after Revolution. Then my topic tonight is called Fake and Force in Fresno, California. Will Dynasty be good in 3 weeks? So much I say. So let's get started with the show tonight. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Oh, the screen's freezing. What's wrong with my mouse? Stupid mouse. AEW Dynamite kicks off with clips of AEW Revolution. Will Ospreay versus Blake Christian. The bell rings and run away. Blake to the ropes, and Blake with a shoulder tackle, but Ospreay gets back up. Ospreay with a chop to the chest. Ospreay to the ropes and lands on Hurricanrana. Blake rolls to the outside of the ring. Ospreay gets him on the ring apron, but Blake trips him up. And Blake, with a splash, he throws Ospreay back into the ring. Blake goes for a splash. Ospreay gets his knees up. Ospreay with a kick to the face, and Blake falls to the outside of the ring. Side of the ring. He throws Blake back into back into ring, but Blake with his silver side but onto Ospreay. Blake throws Ospreay over the barricade, but Ospreay with a right hand. Ospreay with a springboard elbow off the barricade, but Blake gets in the ring. Ospreay with a springboard elbow off the top rope. Ospreay goes for a right hand, but Blake with a DT. Ospreay holds his neck, and the referee pulls Blake back. Blake Blake to the ropes, but Ospreay with a drop kick. Ospreay goes for a cover, but Blake kicks out. Ospreay goes for a splash, but Blake moves out of the way. Blake stomps onto Ospreay's back. Ospreay on to the outside of the ring. Blake with a DT. Blake throws Ospreay back into the ring. Blake with a springboard 450 splash. He goes for the goes for cover. Ospreay kicks out. Blake to the ropes and he lands on a cutter. He goes for a cover, but Ospreay kicks out. Blake with a knee to the face. He goes for a cover, but Ospreay kicks out. Blake runs towards Ospreay, but Ospreay with an elbow to the face, followed by the hidden blade. He goes for cover, but cover gets the pin. Will Ospreay after the match? Ospreay gets on the microphone. He says he will miss everyone. He tells Jon Moxley that the difference between them is he doesn't need a weapon to snap someone's neck. He can do it with his bare hands. Out come Jon Moxley and Will Yu to the fans. Ospreay jumps to the barricade and he begins hitting Moxley with right hands. Moxley jumps over to the barricade and Ospreay with right hands onto Yuta. Ospreay jumps over the barricade. Ospreay goes Moxley in the ring, but out comes Pac with a hit and hits Ospreay with a kick to the face. Pac with a brutalizer onto Ospreay. He out comes the AEW referees to break it up. The bang bang gangs music hits. Out they come, and they are coming down. Ospreay jumps onto Pac and hits him with the right hands. Both men fight to the back. Juice and Robinson and Ace Austin versus John Moxley and Wheeler Yuta. Both teams with right hands. Juice goes for the cover, but on Yuta, but Yuta kicks out. He grabs Yuta, but Yuta with a straight to the eyes. Moxley is tagged in. Moxley with a clothesline followed by right hands. Moxley with a chop to the chest, but Juice with a chop to the chest. Juice with a suplex and he tags in Ace in. Ace trips Moxley up and he lands on a dropkick. In comes Yuta, but Moxley with a knee followed by a Death Valley driver. Ace throws Moxley to the outside of the ring and he lands on a splash. Yuta throws Ace into the ring steps. Commercial break. Commercial break. Moxley with a clutch his whole lead onto Ace. He turns into a crossface, but Ace goes to the ropes. Moxley grabs Ace, but Ace with a kick to the face that Yu is tagged in, Juice is tagged in, and Juice with a shoulder tackle. Juice with an alright Juice with a Tom drop to the chest. Juice with a clothesline, but Juice with a right hands, but Daniel Garcia gets on the ring apron. Austin Guns grabs Garcia and hits him with a right hand, and Juice with a powerbomb. He goes for the cover, but Yuta kicks out. Ace is tagged in, and he climbs to the top rope. Ace goes for a splash, but Yuta gets his knees up. John Moxley is tagged in, but Ace with a KCI to the face. Yuta with a knee onto Ace. In comes Juice, but Moxley hits with a cutter. Juice to the outside, and Yuta with a suicide dive. Moxley with a Death Rider on Ace. He goes for the cover and gets the pin. Winners John Moxley and Yuta. Gabe Kim cuts a promo and tells Darby to meet him at the parking lot. And then go to commercial break. Coffin match. Darby Allin versus Gabe Kidd. We cut to the outside of the ring of the arena when Allin comes in and comes out of his ear. Both men with right hands, and Kidd slams Allin on the hood of the car. Kidd begins choking Allin, but Allin pokes him in the eyes. Allin takes a rag and a bottle out of a bag. He pours liquid onto the rag and places it onto the Kidd's face. He throws Kidd onto the trunk of the car, but Allin gets in the car. Allin backs up and drives over a large number of boxes. A car flips over and flips it upside down. Allin crawls to the outside of the car, gets in the passenger seat. He opens the trunk of the car, and Kidd falls out of it. Allin grabs the crate and places Kidd on it. He begins to push the crate as we cut to ringside. As we see Allin dragging Kidd towards the ring, Allin pulls a skateboard with a straight jacket and a chair. Allin sits Kidd on a chair and he gets Kidd in a straight jacket. Allin grabs the skateboard, but Kidd kicks Allin and throws him into the steel steps. Allin is bleeding from the face, and Kidd bites Allin. Kidd Kid opens the coffin and slams the coffin door onto Alan's fingers. Commercial break. Back from the commercial, Alan with a cold red off the second rope. Alan ties up the straight jacket and lands on Scorpion and Death Drop. Alan climbs to the top rope, but Kid kicks the referee and he falls to the outside of the ropes. Alan tries up Kid, grabs Alan, landing a power slam, side kick to the side of the head. Alan rolls onto the ring apron, but Kid tackles him down and Alan falls to the outside of the ring. Kid tries to close the coffin, but Alan bites on Kid's nose. Kid rolls back into the ring. Alan grabs the skateboard and bites Kid with it. Alan climbs to the top rope and lands on a coffin drop. Alan climbs the top rope, another coffin drop. Alan grabs Kid but begins pulling him, but Kid kicks Alan and Kid on the ring apron, but Alan trips him up and he falls to the outside of the ring. Alan gets the ring and lands on a suicide dive. Kid falls back into the coffin and the coffin door closes. Winner, Darby Allin. He gets in the ring after the match. He says he will hold that throttle until he sees God or the World Heavyweight Championship. He tells MJF that he's coming. We see Jurassic Express arriving out, and out comes Jack Perry. He says Revolution will be a pretty good night for his family, and tonight he is teaming with two guys who are like family for him. In come the Young Bucks, and they talk about tonight's main event. Back from commercial, Prince Nana is in the ring. He introduces Swerve Strickland into the ring, but out comes Swerve. Prince Nana places a chair as Swerve sits down. The lights dim with the spotlight on Swerve. He says, "Power at Revolution. He and Brody King went to war, but the only true winners of war are the ones with the power." Swerve says he enjoyed beating Brody in his home state of California, but he wasn't satisfied because of the power of AEW is elsewhere. Swerve says he dealt with his power his entire life. Truth be told, had it not been for the Young Bucks interfering in his match at Dynasty last year, he would be a two-time champion right now. Swerve says he's the new number one contender for AEW championship, but what does the number one contender mean if he doesn't have the power to protect it? He tells Omega that Omega does not have the leverage. He won't beat him twice and get nothing out of it. He says Omega's power interests him. He tells Omega that he doesn't want him removed from power. He wants his power. He wants to block out anyone else that thinks they can get it. He tells Omega that if he wants to rematch, he has to offer up his EVP status. When he beats Omega, and he will become AEW's next executive vice president. We cut to Renee Paquette, who is backstage with Speedball. He tells her some people he can look at and just know that they're a star, but he had to prove himself. He had to believe in himself. He had to wrestle all over for nearly 20 years to get the people to believe in him. Mark Davis versus Mark Bailey. The bell rings and we're underway. Bailey with a kick to the face followed by a drop kick. Bailey went to the top ropes, but Davis with a shoulder followed by a tackle followed by a body slam. Davis with a senton, he goes for the cover, but Bailey kicks out. Davis with a chop to the chest. Davis runs towards Bailey, but Bailey with a kick to the face. Bailey climbs to the second rope and lands on a drop kick. Bailey goes for the cover, but Davis kicks out. Davis gets on the ring apron, but Bailey with a kick to the face. Bailey trips Davis and he falls to the outside Bailey comes to the top rope and lands on splash onto Davis. Commercial break. Back from commercial, Davis on second rope with Bailey with kicks. Bailey with a power bomb goes for cover, but Davis kicks out. Bailey climbs to the top rope. He lands on a shooting star press. He goes for cover, but Davis kicks out. Bailey runs towards Davis, but Davis is whipped with the elbows to the face. Both men with right hands, but Bailey with a kick to the side of the head. Bailey with the chops, but Davis with a right hand and razor's edge. He goes for a cover, but Bailey kicks out. Davis with a running clothesline, followed by a power driver. He goes for a cover, but Bailey kicks out. Davis goes for another power driver, but Bailey reverses it. Bailey goes for the cover, but Davis kicks out. Bailey with a kick to the face. Bailey climbs to the second rope. He lands on double knees, but he goes for the cover and gets the pin. Winner Mike Bailey. We go to commercial break. We see a clip from earlier today of Toni Storm down in her locker room. No holds barred match: Marina Shafir versus Maria Shikawa. Bell rings were underway. Shikawa is holding a barbed wire baseball hat. She hits Marina with it, but Marina grabs the bat and she throws it away. Marina body slams Shirakawa. Marina grabs the bat, but Shirakawa kicks her, and Shirakawa with a running knee to the face. Shirakawa with a drop kick. Shirakawa to the outside, and she grabs a bucket of two balls of inside. She goes under the ring and grabs another bottle. Shirakawa gets in the ring. Marina with a kick to the face. Marina slams Shirakawa and hits her with elbows to the face. We go to commercial break. Back from commercial, Shirakawa with a drop kick. Shirakawa climbs to the top rope and she lands on a drop kick. Shirakawa grabs a steel chair and hits Marina with it. Shirakawa climbs to the top rope and she lands on a sling blade. Shirakawa goes for cover, but Marina kicks out. Shirakawa hits Marina with a chair. Shirakawa grabs Marina's legs, but Marina kicks her away. Marina runs towards Shirakawa, but Shirakawa with a kick to the face. Shirakawa gets on a ring apron and jumps over her, but Marina grabs her. Shirakawa with a poke to the eyes. Marina to the outside of the ring. She pulls the table. She places the table next to ringside and gets her on the ring apron. Marina lifts Shirakawa up, and they both fire off from the table. Marina throws Shirakawa back in the ring. She goes for cover, but Shirakawa kicks out. Marina with her right hands, where the referee breaks it up. Shirakawa grabs the bottle. She hits Marina with it, breaking it. Shirakawa lands a powerbomb. She goes for cover and gets the pin. Winner Marina Shirakawa. Young Bucks and Jack Perry versus Kazuchika Okada, Trent Beretta, and Rocky Romero. The bell rings are underway. Perry and Okada start the match. Perry with right hands, followed by a Hurricanrana. In come Beretta and Romero, who hit him from behind. They knock the Young Bucks off the ring apron. Beretta and Romero run to the ropes, but Young Bucks grab them to the outside of the ring. The Young Bucks get in the ring and they triple team Okada. In come Romero and the Young Bucks double team him. Beretta gets in the ring, they double team him. Perry with a moonsault onto Okada. Trent and Romero Perry throws Okada back into the ring. Romero grabs Perry by the leg and Okada hits Perry with the right hands and they triple team Perry. The commercial break. Back from commercial, Perry with chops onto Okada with a clothesline. Nick is tagged in with in-come Beretta and Romero. Nick with a double team suplex. Matt gets in the ring and the Young Bucks climb to the top rope. They land double drops to go for the super kicks, but Beretta and Romero reverse them. The Young Bucks are thrown to the ring apron and they get in the ring. The Young Bucks with sharpshooters. In comes Okada, but Perry trips them up. Perry with a crossface, but all three men make it to the ropes. Mac is tagged in. Perry with a suicide dive onto Trent Romero, while Trent Romero and goes for cover and reverses it. Okada with a right hand onto the neck. Romero with a sliced bread onto Perry. Perry with a knee strike onto Matt. Romero goes for the cover, but Perry breaks it up. Okada, Beretta, and Romero go for the power drives, but the Young Bucks and Perry bite down. Triple kicks and the BTE trigger. Perry with a running knee onto Romero. Matt goes for the cover. Gold and gets the cover. Winners Young Bucks and Jack Perry. Young Bucks say that on Sunday they blew it. They thought they were going to win the tag team titles, but they had their families in front row. So the FTR were better team on Sunday. Nick says they went to his birthday party after, but he couldn't look at anyone else because he was embarrassed. His dad told them to remember who they are. He told them that there are arenas filled with fans who believe in them, who still love them. He told them they are proud of them, and his dad isn't wrong about that. They know who they are, and if it means having to scratch and claw. There isn't a team in the blackback who is going to prevent them from getting their AEW World Tag Team titles. Colt's music hits, and out he comes. He looks, and out comes Christian Cage. To get in the ring, Colt tells them that this is going to sound cliche, but they respect them. That match against FTR is one of the best wrestling matches he ever saw, and not to hang their friends. Cope says he can relate because FTR didn't attack their family. He also attacked his wife. Cope says that Beth is a badass. She doesn't need him to protect her over the last 6 months. And they waited to see if she needed spinal fusion surgery. He wasn't able to look in her eyes, but now that she is safe, they had to return to AEW. He says he wants to take the AEW Tag Team Championships while they respect the young Bucks, and they wanted to hear from him first. At Dynasty will be FTR against Cage and Colt for the AEW Tag Team Championships. Cage says this is personal between three of them, but it's personal for him because winning those Tag Team Championships, that means that he makes a ton of extra money, but it's also but also it's personal because they get a chance to prove that they not only they are because the best tag team of their generation, but they get to prove that they are the best tag team of Matt and next generation. Outcome FTR with Stokely. Cash and Hardaway get in the ring, but they are double super kicks and hit with a spear. Christian with a low blow onto the Wheeler. Cope and Cage get the Young Bucks to grab their tag team titles to Young Bucks. Let them go and leave the ring. Cope and Cage go the tag team titles as Dynasty goes off the air. Well, I don't know how this is gonna look for AEW Dynamite for AEW Dynasty. Who knows? Let's see. see. I don't know how it's gonna look like for AEW Dynasty. Well, it's time for some wrestling history and birthdays. Let's go to yesterday, March the 17th. Oh, the stupid thing's freezing again. Everybody's it's mouse. I mean, I'll be right back on. Okay. Let's go to yesterday, March the 17th. My back. Okay, yesterday would have been a happy 51st birthday to Test. Canadian wrestler. His real name was Andrew Martin. Samoa Joe turned St. Patrick's Day. Samoa Joe returned. He turned 47 yesterday. Brody King turned 39. Cora Combs would have been one. She would have been 103 yesterday. She died on June 21st, 2015 of pneumonia. 93. Yesterday would have been a happy was would have been a happy. Yesterday was a happy 38th birthday to Mexican wrestler Brazo Sabernanco Jr. And see. Primetime Wrestling, March 17th, 1986. Hosted by Gorilla Monsoon, probably presumably Jesse by Ventura. Jim Powers defeated Barrio. George Wells defeated Jose Luis Rivera. Danny Spivey defeated Ron Shaw. Sifi Afi defeated Rene Goulet. Junkyard Dog defeated AJ Peruzzi. And Tony Atlas defeated Iron Mike Sharp. These are all like recaps stuff from what happened at what happened at wrestling live wrestling events. Yeah, wrestling live events like wrestling. Yeah, house shows. Let's see. I was trying to see what else. See, hold on 1 second. Trying to see on WCW Pro. On WCW Pro, March 16th, 1996, Road Warriors defeated Southern Possum. Sergeant Craig Pittman defeated Karazawa. Belfast Rooters of Fit Finley defeated Dave Sullivan. WCW World Champion Ric Flair defeated Brad Armstrong. WCW Champion Lex Luger defeated the Renegade. Today's my brother's birthday. He's 39. Second. I think there was no. I think that was for Sundays and not Saturdays for WCW Worldwide. Hold on a second. Well, let's go to the WWF Superstars interview with Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon interviews Yokozuna, Jake the Snake Roberts, Yokozuna, and Ahmed Johnson about the 6-man tag team match at WrestleMania 12. See, I don't want CW. See, Bydon's Skip and Zip with Sunny defeated the Bushwhackers in a WWE Tag Team Title quarterfinal match. Duke Junction Dorsey with Wild Bill Irwin. Stone Cold Steve Austin with Ted DiBiase defeated Aldo Montoya, and Isaac Young Diaz defeated Al Walker, and Triple H defeated Bob Holly. The Road Warriors, Road Warrior Animal and Warrior Hawk defeated Man at Work. Squire Dave Taylor versus Belfast Rudy, Fit Finley and the double countout. Belfast Bruiser Fit Finley defeated Dave Squire Dave Taylor. Brad Armstrong defeated Disco Inferno. Public Enemy, John Grunge and Rock defeated Larry Santo and Pez Watley. Arn Anderson and Kevin Sullivan with outside Jimmy Hart defeated Cobra Pat knocking the Gambler in a 3-on-1 handicap match. DDP defeated Dave Sullivan, and Giant defeated Jim Duggan, and Sting defeated Karo Kurosawa. And Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage defeated Shark and Barbara by DQ. And God rest their souls. See, try and see what else. See what else. 2006 on Heat. This thing computer driving me crazy. Finley on SmackDown, February, March 17th, 2006. Finley defeated Bobby Lashley in one event qualifying lumberjack match. Crystal and Paul Burchill defeated Jillian Hall and William Regal. Booker T defeated Jeremy Young. Matt Hardy defeated Warrior Animal by DQ in one event qualifying match. Yeah, because he used the nunchucks, Warrior Animal. Chris Benoit defeated Orlando Jordan. Kurt Angle and Randy Orton and Rey Mysterio defeated Mark Henry and Eminem. Mercury and Nitro with Daivari and Melina. Okay, movies released in theaters 2006. Movies released in theaters 2006. A couple of movies released in theaters. V for Vendetta, starring Natalie Portman, and Hugo Weaving, produced one of the creators of The Matrix, was released March the 17th. Hold on a second. This mouse is driving me crazy. Thank You for Smoking was released starring Aaron Eckhart, Maria Bell, and Cameron Bright, Sam Elliott and Katie Holmes, and late Robert Duvall. Really good movie. She's the Man starring Amanda Bynes. In 2016, on Friday night on Thursday on SmackDown. SmackDown, Bubba Ray Dudley defeated Goldust. Dolph Ziggler defeated The Miz. Kofi Kingston with Big E and Xavier Woods defeated King Bear, Brother Rio Rusev, and Sheamus. Kevin Owens defeated AJ Styles. And the Big Dog, second Big Dog is ready to bring the fight at WrestleMania 32. Dolph Ziggler, I want to say that. And Divas Champion Charlotte faced the WrestleMania 32 challengers. Dean Ambrose dared Brock Lesnar to fight him next week on SmackDown. See what else? Okay, now it's 12:06 and now it's midnight. EC3, he turned 43 yesterday. Soul Sioka turned 32, 33. Wait, 30, 33 yesterday. Rick Martel turned 70 yesterday. And Lance Russell would have been like 100 yesterday. Late Lance Russell. See on WC on trying to see on WWE. Okay, the Monday Night Wars. Ended up to WrestleMania. We started with see on WCW Prime. Okay, I think Public Enemy defeated Armstrong. Hold on a second. Yeah, wait. DDP defeated Rick Garcia. On the Monday Night Wars between WCW Monday Nitro and WWE Monday Night Raw. On the USA Network Monday Night Raw in San Antonio, Texas, at the Freeman Coliseum. Okay, David British Bulldog David Boy Smith and Jake defeated Jake the Snake Roberts by via countout. Golos defeated 527 Rikishi. Big Daddy Cool Diesel, Kevin Nash. Known as Big Daddy Cool Diesel, time defeated Barry Horowitz. Bret the Human Heart defeated Tatanka. And on WCW Nitro, sorry about that one little technical issue right there. Hold on a second. Driving me crazy, this stupid thing. Computer. Okay, on Monday Nitro, Lex Luger defeats Loch Ness via countout to retain the title. The Skyen Brothers, Rick and Scott, defeat the Public Enemy. Rocco and Rock and Johnny Grunge, the Booty Man, defeats Arn Anderson and Road Warriors. Hawk and defeat the Nasty Boys. This was the night before WCW Uncensored. And Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy defeat Kevin Sullivan and Ric Flair in a tag in DQ and Texas Tornado tag team match. And this was live in the UTC Arena in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Then on WWE main event, WWE Velocity. Test defeated Tatanka defeated Vito and Nunzio. Gemini and Jake and Jesse with Simon Dean defeated Mexico with Coast and Super Crazy. Paul London defeated Brian Kendrick and Jamie Noble and Kid Cash in No More Contendership match for the Cruiserweight title. Then on Impact Wrestling, Sanjay Dutt defeated Ill Skipper and Matt Bellin in a World X Cup qualifying match and three-way match. Abyss with James Winter defeated Cassidy Riley. Norman Smiley and Shark Boy defeated the Latin American Exchange Homicide Machete with Conan. AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels, Rhino and Ron Killings defeated Alex Shelley and America's Most Wanted, Chris Harrison, James Stewart, and Shannon Moore. It was the night after Destination X pay-per-view. Then the return of Saturday Night's main event aired on the same day, March 18th, 1996. And good old JR returned to WWE after being fired by Mr. Man in 2005 with Taz and Jerry King Law doing commentary. Triple H and John Cena with Randy Orton, and it starts with Rey Mysterio and Kurt Angle. And the winner, and John Cena And Triple H defeated Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio, and Kurt Angle. Then we see a segment with Boogeyman and Booker T. Then the Cutting Edge with Mick Foley. Mick Foley and or get Cutting Edge was guest Mick Foley, was leading up to WrestleMania 22. Then we see a little beer drinking contest between Stone Cold Steve Austin and JBL. Then we see a little tag team match, Mickie James and Trish Stratus. Yeah, Mickie James replacing Tori. And Vince Candice Michelle, they won the match. Trish Stratus and Mickie James won. Then Mickie James turns on Trish Stratus. Yeah, because she's spurring because she spurring her advances. Then we'll see a confrontation between Mark Henry and The Undertaker, leading up to WrestleMania 22. I think he says he wants to break his streak. Wants to break his streak and make it 13-1. Then we'll see a street fight with Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, facing off against Shane McMahon. Then we'll see the attack, the interference. Vince McMahon interferes in the match, and Shawn Michaels won. Shawn Michaels lost the match, and Shane McMahon was the winner, ending the show. Then a couple moves, 2016 couple moves released in theaters. Yeah, the final chapter, the Divergent series Legion, was released in theaters. The Bronx, starring Sharon Woodley, Theo, and Enzo Ingor, was released in theaters. The final chapter in the Divergent series Legion, The Bronx, was released in theaters, starring Michelle Rauch and Gary Cole. The Midnight Special, starring Michael Shannon, Joel Egerton, Kirsten Dunst. And that's it. Well, that'll do it for my review. Everything I'm a Godfather Soldier, so it's midnight. Hope you have a good night. It's late change, y'all. So like dress up a church jacket, dance like Lance, dance like James Brown, hiding in the hot tub when we sweat, gonna be dry, gonna be wet. Referring to A. Murphy doing an impression of James Brown on Saturday Night Live. So I hope I have a good night. I'm out here, peace. And hope I have a good night. And peace. I'm out of here.